Hi, it's Kathy, and welcome to another edition of Tippin' on Tuesday. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little card using the A Little Wild stamp set. Our little bear here actually opens up to a little message inside, and then also here's the inside of the card. And during this demonstration I'll give you a couple of hints and tricks about various different features of this card. So let's get started. For your card stock, you'll need a piece of 5.5 inch by 8.5 inch Daffodil Delight for your card. Then you'll need a piece of 4 inch by 5.25 inch basic black for the front. You'll also need a piece of crumb cake in 3 3/4 by 5 inches for the front of the card. For the inside of the card, you'll need a 4 by 5.25 inch piece of Whisper White. You'll need a scrap piece of crumb cake that will allow you to stamp 2 of the bears. And you'll need the largest stitched circle from the Stitched Shapes framelits, a small scrap of Whisper White, and a small scrap of Pear Pizzazz. Now on the Pear Pizzazz piece, to make it easier for gluing down, I took our adhesive sheets and put that on before doing the cutting of the die. So that's our cardstock. The stamp set you'll need is A Little Wild with the accompanying Little Loves framelits. And for inks, you'll need Pear Pizzazz, Soft Sky, Early Espresso, and Basic Black. You'll also need the Hexagons embossing folder, and this is one of the textured 3-dimensional ones. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and labeled it and put a reminder for my class attendees that they'll be using just one plate, and also a reminder to mist it first. And that just gives you a much deeper impression. It's a very subtle difference, but there is a difference. And finally, you'll need some faceted gems. And actually, the last 2 things you'll need is the Pick a Pattern washi tape and also the Basics Pack 2 washi tape for the yellow. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is go ahead and stamp our bears. So we need 2 bears in Early Espresso ink. And then we'll need to stamp our bees on the little Whisper White piece with the basic black archival. And we'll stamp 2 sets of bees. And we're going to color the insides of the bees with a yellow marker. And I recommend you do this before you cut them out. It's just a lot easier to color holding onto a large piece of paper as opposed to this little tiny cutout piece. So just give your ink a few seconds to dry so it doesn't smear. And then go ahead and color your bees. And I'm just using the Daffodil Delight. And then we'll get those cut out as well as the leaf strip. Okay, so I have my 2 bears and I have 6 bees and I have my leaf strip cut. I've also gone ahead and embossed with the hexagon folder my my crumb cake piece. So we can go ahead and place that down. And it's up to you whether you use this side or this side. I think this looks more like the honeycomb of a hive. So I'm going to actually have this side facing up. And we'll place that on our black here. For the washi tapes, here's a little trick to save your washi tape. Is I'm actually having a lot of this hidden by this big circle here. So I only need to put a little bit of washi tape on either end. So that's all I'm going to do is tear a couple of small pieces and place them here on either side and wrap them around. I'll do the same thing with the yellow. Now, Stampin' Up! Provides you with a lot of this washi tape, but in a class environment, or, it's not on there very straight, is it? If you've been using it a lot, you may be getting low, and this is a great way to conserve on your washi tape. So we'll set 2 over on the other side. Just wrap those around the back, and I always wrap them just so that they don't lift up. And then finally, for this piece here, I'm going to cut that in half as well. And pull that off my adhesive. And even if it doesn't cut all the way through the adhesive, it does cut through all the way through the cardstock on top, so that works. And get the other piece and place it on this one here. And then I'll take my bone folder. I grab my really old one that I use to ink my pads and burnish it down real well so that it stays. Okay, now we'll move on. We can go ahead and attach that to the front of our card. Well, we've got it right here. This card was a hit at a recent class. Thought it was so cute. Okay, so we'll go on to the background. And I've got the little grass from the stamp set. And we'll go ahead and ink that up and start creating a grass down here at the bottom. Now, it's up to you how high you want your grass up. And then just kind of fill it in. And you can go some light, some dark. Here we go. And then keeping that open, we're going to grab a sponge and just pick up a little bit of the Pear Pizzazz and color. Along the bottom there. And then we'll get out our soft sky and another sponge. And start putting on our sky. Just like that. Then for our bears, the front bear is going to be folded over, but we don't want this little tab piece, so we're going to go ahead and cut that off. So we are not using him as a tag. And then go ahead and fold him over. And on the inside, we'll get the Hello There, Honey Bear stamp and the Early Espresso ink and stamp that. And then he can be placed on the front of the card, or the circle actually. And I've gone ahead and put some mini dimensionals on the back of some of the bees. Two of the bees are going to go onto the bear here, and so I want them to not be on dimensionals. And that one, I'm just going to use a little dot of liquid glue, just like that, and place him down. And then up here, we'll place a few more bees flying around. How about right there? Okay. And then we'll get some dimensionals, the larger ones. It's going to take some time to get used to saying dimensionals and mini dimensionals. And that will go on to the front of our card. Now, the final thing to do on the front of the card is we're going to put some of the faceted gems, but we want them to be yellow. So what I've got is a yellow Sharpie. And I'm going to color two of the smaller ones. That, and one of the medium. And place one down here and one over here, and the final larger one over here. Now the final step for the outside of the card is to get my Wink of Stella and give the sky some shine. There we go. So now we're ready to do the inside of the card. And for the inside of the card, we're going to stamp the 3 bees up in the top left corner. Let those dry for a minute. And we've got the other bear, which I've already trimmed the back tag off of, but this time we're actually going to trim the 2 pieces apart. So we're going to take and have our little bear here, and then also the back side bear. Let's set him to the side for a minute. And we'll go ahead and color these bees. Get our black washi tape and run it across the bottom. Attach our bear. the liquid glue again. And our second bee we'll place there. And now our card's ready to go in. Like that. And then we'll color one of the medium, not with that marker, with the Sharpie, another one of the medium faceted gems. And that will go right here. And there's your card, right? Nope, not yet. Hang on. So I thought this would be so cute for where you sign your card on the back with your initials or whatever you do. Go ahead and put your little bear. And you can take and put a little bee on his bottom as well. So isn't that a cute way to finish off? So thank you for joining me on Tippin' on Tuesday. I'll see you next week with another card. And have a great week. Check out Fast and Fabulous on Friday as well.